welcome back to another episode of the Lions Den podcast here on a Thursday night ahead of tomorrow's matchup, starting off Viernes Botanero with the León game. So we're here to talk about everything León related in English, from CCL to Jornada, as we're coming to the end of this season, kind of looking and see what is in store for León's future. If you guys are joining us via YouTube and Periscope on Twitter, let us know what your thoughts are. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let us know in the comment section, and we'll definitely share them on screen. Louis, how are you? Back in Guanajuato.
Yeah, back in Guanajuato. Long last, but not for long. Getting ready for more trips. I won't be making the trip to Tijuana this Friday. Just can't swing that. But already looking ahead to Tuesday in Monterrey, we'll be there for that. So, yeah, but I'm here for a few days, digesting what happened with Club León over the last, and what happened with me over the last couple weeks. So, yeah, I was hoping for a better result on Saturday, but ended up with kind of a gut punch, unfortunately. But, yeah, I'm sure we'll get into all that.
So good to have you safe and sound back in Guanajuato.
Good to be back.
Carlos may be hoping to join us soon. We'll definitely add him in the stream. And joining us, Javi from Cabra Football, and also a León fan and a dear friend of mine. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. Just enjoying the nice sunny day out in LA today, so just enjoyed that. But as Louis said, taking a gut punch against a team that I personally hate to lose against, and in Guanajuato, which makes it worse, but it's fine. Still feeling really positive vibes from this team. Excited for CCL. It's the farthest we've made it, and let's see where we go.
Definitely. It was not the result that we were expecting. Obviously, we had talked about Louis and Carlos midweek about this going to be a sold-out match. So obviously, we're expecting a lot of Chivas fans. I think, Louis, was there something about they were selling more tickets to the Chivas fans, or ended up being more Chivas fans than León fans or something like that? I saw.
There definitely were not more Chivas fans than León fans. I mean, they had a pretty big presence in Puerta 10. That's where they usually go. I mean, all the visiting teams usually congregate in Puerta 10, the Cabecera Sur. And I mean, no, I think the major controversy was, I mean, it looks to be a pretty organized trip. We're not supposed to have organized trips of visiting fans at this point in Liga MX. Like, there's supposed to be sanciones and stuff for that. And the Chivas fans arrived in Bola. I mean, there was no doubt about it. Like, there were some organized trips and planned trips, and there it was. They'll say no, but it wasn't an Porra. It wasn't the Porra. We didn't. It wasn't the Porra. But I mean, if that wasn't an organized trip of visiting fans, like exactly what they're trying to avoid, I don't know what is. But that team, the rules never apply to them anyway. So like, why should they apply to them in this instance either? Like, I was not surprised that they were allowed to enter the stadium in the manner that they did. If it had been any other team, there would have been a hubbub about it, and there doesn't seem to have been. But it's certainly there were definitely not more Chivas fans. I would say it was about 70-30, maybe even 80-20. Yeah, I mean, there definitely been matches, León Chivas matches I've been to before where there was more Chivas presence. This time it was a little. I mean, León is doing well, so the León fans are showing out a little bit more this season than they would have in past instances. Like back a few years ago, back in that one brief period in time when Chivas was good, and like their fans were making a great presence everywhere, all over the place. But no, really, I mean, Chivas has more fans in LA than anywhere else. I think you can probably attest to that, Javi. Like, they have more fans in LA than they have anywhere in Mexico, especially certainly in Guadalajara. Like, home matches at Estadio Akron are pitiful compared to any time Chivas plays in the United States, especially somewhere like LA.
When Chivas has played León on a couple occasions here in LA, specifically in Dignity Hill Sports Park. And it's
I was at one of those. Yeah, back in 2017.
It's a sea of red and white, and then speckles of green, sprinkled all across, and you just kind of find another León fan across the stadium. You're like, that's my guy. But for the most part, you're in enemy territory.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I think the Chivas presence in the stadium was a little bit exaggerated. My thing was like, they should not be able to They should not be able to be in bola like that. That's exactly what the league is trying to avoid, and that's what they're finding teams for.
Yeah.
And you just know that they're not going to get any fine. No one's even going to say anything about it because that team can do whatever that team wants to do. And it's really annoying. It's really annoying.
It really is.
It's one thing you and Javi can share your very.
As soon as you said a team you hate to lose this, across all of sports, this is the team I have grown to dislike the most.
I think I have to agree. Man. I think I have to agree. And that's crazy considering we have America in the same league.
Yeah, and I would have said a few years ago that it was America, no doubt. But lately, America hasn't annoyed me as much. The Chivas fans, they never do anything. That they're never good, and it seems like the worst seasons that they have piled on at one after another, like the more brazen and more stubborn their fans get about how grande their team is, and I can't take it anymore.
Yeah,
I just can't stand it anymore. Yeah.
I mean, it hurts to lose. I think I think León fell victim to the Alexis Vega effect. I mean, I'm a Mexican national team fan myself as well. Like, he's just in great form. There's no denying that. I mean, he was amazing. Even before that game against León, was that 2 assists for Alexis? Was it 2 assists? He was just doing crazy. I mean, yeah, it was hard. It was hard, and with that disallowed goal in the first half from León, I mean, it just looked tough after.
Changed the match entirely. It would have been a completely different match if that had stood. And frankly, I mean, we don't have to get into controversial takes, but I don't think there was enough on replay to overturn that. I mean, that's not VAR does not exist to overturn that type of bang really, really close call. Like, if it's that close, you should be able to let the call on the field stand. I feel. I mean, we're talking about half of a foot of a human foot. I mean, if Diorio wore shoes 2 sizes smaller, he would have been onside. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That is not what VAR is for, and it completely changed the match. And I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories or anything like that, but it completely changed changed the course of the match. And Alexis Vega's in good form, but I mean, I took a bird's eye view of the situation after. Obviously, it stung and it still stings, but Chivas hasn't played 11 matches in 5 weeks. Chivas hasn't even sniffed the Conca Champions berth since they won it in 2018 somehow. Like, they haven't even sniffed at a Conca Champions. We've been in the last 4 straight. Yeah. So like we're looking at a much bigger picture than just one match. I mean, they treated it like they'd won some kind of title by beating us, and we're like, well, yeah, this stings, but we have bigger fish to fry right now. I went on record last week saying, if we win the Conca Champions, what we do in Liga this season at least doesn't really matter. They justify their entire league season if they win Conca Champions. But still, against Chivas, you got to put that aside for 90 minutes to try to go out and get a result. But you got to be realistic about the situation. They're playing on heavy legs, even with their heavy rotation that they did in Dominican Republic earlier in the week. They're still playing on very heavy legs. They played a ton of matches over a short period of time, and it's just they got a short squad already that they're dealing with. Imagine if we had everybody available, Jairo, Jefecito, Tecillo, like if we'd had those guys available all season, this would be a lot easier to bear. But I mean, we're having to play a ton of guys, a ton of minutes, and our squad is still pretty deep as it is. I'm impressed. It's a deeper squad than we've had in recent years, but that's still a lot of mileage on those legs. And I know it was an exhausting trip for me to go to Dominican Republic and come back, and I didn't even have to play a match. So, like, thinking about the guys on the squad, like, it stung. It stung in the moment. You never want to lose to that team, especially at home, ever, under any circumstance, especially the way we've been playing. And I don't think Chivas was certainly not the better team in general. I mean, they got the better of us in one match. They are not the better team. So it was frustrating, but taking a wider angle view of the situation, like, we just got to push to the finish in Conca Champions right now. And these last regular season league matches, we're gonna be in repechaje no matter what. Obviously, that's not a big prize, and you want to get in the top 4. You pretty much have to get in the top 4 to have a shot at making a serious run in Liguilla. And we put our chances of that seriously in jeopardy. But still, the meat and potatoes right now is the Conca Champions. If they go in and get a good result, if they bring a great result back home in leg 1 at Tigres, we're not gonna be talking about this match against Chivas anymore. We're not even gonna be thinking about it. So
Yeah,
like that's where I'm at. Right? Yeah.
I think this is a perfect opportunity for Leon because Tigres is down right now. I mean, they've been bad. I know Siboldi just came in, but they've been losing their games. Lost to Mazatlan their last game. What was their last game?
They drew 0-0 against Querétaro.
Drew against Querétaro. I mean, one of the worst teams in the league, if not the worst team in the league right now. And it's just a perfect opportunity. I know they beat Motagua in the CCL, but I mean.
That doesn't count.
Did what it could. I could see this as a real opportunity for Leon, especially if we could get a result in Monterrey. Now, the tough part for me is the final for CCL. I'm going to be completely honest. Facing LAFC, I just get PTSD. I get PTSD for facing LAFC. I mean, I don't even have to tell you guys why. But I think it's doable. Larcamón has done a great job with this team. Like Louis said, that we've had players missing in and out throughout the tournament, but we had a lapse where we were amazing. We only let in 3 goals in about 6 matches, let in 4 in the last 2. But like Louis said, we're falling on heavy legs. We were missing Barreiro against Chivas, so
huge factor. That was a huge factor.
So hopefully we get all that back.
Never would have thought Barreto would be a huge absence, but man, he's
improved. I mean,
he's had a great season.
We've admitted whenever he's had a really rough season, we're like, okay, he needs to be benched. But this season, like me and Carlos had said earlier in pods, he has made a comeback, and I think definitely for that Chivas game, he was a crucial aspect that was missing. Now,
absolutely.
Now, in regards to, and I don't know, we're gonna thought. I think for the past couple of years, for some reason, the games versus Chivas have always been like after like a doble jornada, or if we're coming back, we're coming back from a CCL or something, and it's just does not seem like a really good like state of mind matchup. I'm not justifying, but I do think it's been a lot of games packed in Leon, and definitely a lot of players missing due to cards, due to injuries and stuff like that. So if we had everybody healthy, if this was just like we didn't have CCL, I think this game would have been beatable. Like we would have.
Yeah, I think the absences were weighed heavier on us than just coming back from the CCL. I mean, last year we were coming back from CCL against Guastatoya, and we got the late winner. We had the late winner against Chivas at home. One of my favorite matches ever. And still, you're right. But I mean, they hadn't beaten us in. I think we were unbeaten in our last 4 or something like that against Chivas, 2 wins and 2 draws. So like it hadn't been easy going for them against us lately. I don't know. I'm trying not to be too hard on them because I'm seeing light at the end of the tunnel in CCL, and as traumatized as we are, you hinted at that, Javi, saying we don't even have to relive the tie with LAFC, but we've got a lot of trauma to relive in this tournament, and we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel in it, and that is paramount right now. That is more important than this match stings, but CCL is more important.
Definitely.
If they could just push through. I mean, it's got to be hard anímicamente, psychologically, to get fully up for any regular season Liga MX match at this point when you know that you're 4 wins away, you're 4 matches away from an international title, 4 matches away from a Club World Cup. From 2 Club World Cups.
That's
actually, the winner of this CCL will qualify for the next 2 Club World Cups. Like that's a lot. That's enormous stakes. That's enormous stakes. I mean, I guess I would have to try to go to Saudi Arabia. Like that's enormous. That's enormous stakes. Like
that is huge. I mean, like one of the biggest. What's the word? I'm blanking here. One of the biggest. I guess critiques of León as a club that I've heard from all other clubs in Liga MX is that we choke. I mean, they get mad. We lost against Toronto, lost against LAFC. We lose against every MLS club we faced off in CCL, and they were saying we're giving a bad name to Liga MX. But now we're here in the semifinals. I mean, like Louis said, 4 wins away from having a first international title, putting our name on the map internationally, making a statement, saying, you know what, like. You need to put us in that conversation. Stop, put some respect on our names. Because I hear Tigres thrown around in the Grandes conversation, but I'm like, no, we're here to be there, man. If we can conquer that, we can get to a Club World Cup, we can be part of that conversation. I think it's historic, and it matters tenfold more times than this last Chivas game.
also
Sorry.
Go ahead, Cardi.
Saying, I think we're catching Tigres at a very vulnerable state where they are doing a switch, coach of switch of a manager. And I mean, if we want to face anybody at this point who, I mean, have done pretty well in regards to how they manage torneos like this, it is Tigres. And I think for León, it's going to be a good challenge to face them. And it just sucks that we have to face them 3 times because one of them is in Liga MX. But I think they were catching him at a good time. And I think, if anything, this is going to be a good challenge for Larcamón. And like I've said at the very beginning of this season of the pod, in regards to CCL, I have no expectations. I'm literally taking it game by game because I'm done with having on paper, we look good. And I expect high things of a squad, especially under Larcamón. But I'm not going to underestimate if Tigres out of nowhere make a comeback and whoop our butt. Sorry.
Look, I take nothing for granted against Tigres. Look, we were talking about heartbreak, LAFC. Like, it seems like anytime León is on the path towards something important, they have to face Tigres in the semifinal, no matter what it is. Like no matter what it is, and most of those have not. No matter where the teams are, like no matter how they're doing, most of those have not turned out well for us. The last time it did, that was in the semifinal of the Apertura 21, where we eventually lost Atlas in the final. But we beat that beating Tigres in that semifinal was extremely cathartic. And in this instance, I think we're coming into this on way better form than they are. But I still take nothing for granted. I think this first leg at the Volcan will be important. We have to keep it a really tight, close game. It can't go. I mean, obviously, if we go in there and golear, that would be great. I don't expect that happening. But if we're not going to do that, then we need to keep it a really, really cerrado game. We need to come back with either a draw, a tie, or a manageable deficit. It can't be that first leg against Tigres is going to be very important because I think they're going to come out on their home pitch, having the opportunity to start at home, and they're going to try to wear us out. They're going to try to make everybody forget about everything that's happened in their recent form. 5 matches without a win in Liga MX. 5 matches they've lost 4 straight Liga MX matches at the Volcan. That's incredible. Like that's unheard of. That never happens. So this is our moment to pounce, but it's not going to be easy. I take nothing for granted. I know I want to look ahead to that final like you two. I want my revancha against LAFC. I think it will be LAFC who makes it out of the other side of the bracket. I want that too, but I can't quite look ahead to that yet. We have to get past Tigres. I take nothing for granted.
Yeah. And I think León. They've shown it. I mean, you guys, we all saw the Leagues Cup final. We've shown it. Obviously, different squad, different manager, but we showed we could beat these MLS sides. That Seattle side was still pretty good before they had that crazy dip last season. So I think it's doable. It's doable, and hey, we never know. We might be calling it too early on the other side of the bracket too. We might be facing Philadelphia. Who knows? Which is another good team.
Yeah.
But I think León is capable of beating any of the 3 teams that they have to face in this bracket.
Philly be looking for their revenge against LAFC from MLS Cup final. Just back in December. Like there's history there too. I mean, there was history. There was going to be history if we faced Atlas. There's going to be history if we face LAFC. No history with Philadelphia, but you're right. That's going to be that's no cakewalk either.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to rely a lot. Obviously, when we get our goal scoring back, I think we've scored in the last 3 games is 2 goals. I want to say 1 goal.
Yeah,
it was 1 goal in the last 3 games, so that's a little shaky. Victor Davila, I mean, he's been the guy since he came in here. Diorio, I say he's having a worse season than he did last time around. Hopefully he picks it up early. I think our attack is going to be super. It's going to be super critical for these next couple of games, this next run.
If they can get out to a lead at the Volcan on Tuesday, I think that could really shift the series. Like if they can go up 1-0 at the Volcan, like again an early lead, that could really, like, even if they end up losing 2-1, like they did in the semifinal the Liga back in 21. Like I think they have to find a way to get one past Nahuel.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Coming Tuesday.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but away goals are still a thing in the CCL, right?
Yeah.
Away goals are still a thing all the way, even in the final.
That's the advantage. That's the advantage that León has there.
Even in the final, shouldn't that be a race?
That's a 1 leg.
It should be, but it isn't.
Was the final at 1? Is it a 1-legged? Isn't it?
No, the final is 2-leg, and in the final they play they play extra time. In the semis, they will not play extra time. They'll go straight to PKs.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh,
well,
that'd be exciting.
I guess Larcamón needs to get tactics around that whole aspect of the tournament. It'd be interesting. I mean, if León could get a goal, like Luis said, in El Volcán, I think that's it. That defines the series. It's gonna be hard. I'm sure everyone in El Glorioso will turn up when we come back to Guanajuato. It's gonna be a tough crowd for Tigres. It's not gonna be easy. I don't think it's ever for Tigres going to Guanajuato. So just need to capitalize off of that.
Also, to note on that, the prices of the games are like so different. Like in Monterrey, are like way cheaper, and then in León, it's like
which is very strange, very strange. Not normally like that. Well, very strange in general for Tigres this time. There's a venta libre going on for the match at the Volcán right now. There hardly are ever ventas libres at the Volcán. Since I lived in Monterrey for a time, I have my contacts up there. I always end up having to rent an abono from somebody to be able to get in. But this time they have a venta libre going on right now. And last time I checked, there's still many seats available in all localidades. Like I got my digital tickets on Boleto Móvil. They use the same platform that León does. But it's funny, like. Eventually, those seats by next Tuesday, that stadium is going to sell out. Like Tigres could put any kind of price on their tickets, they would know it's going to sell out. But instead, they decided to put very, very reasonable prices, like very, very accessible prices.
200 pesos.
Yeah, like 200, like 200, 300 pesos. Whereas León, I don't know what they were thinking. Like
the most is like 900 pesos for
five. Yeah, the cheapest are 500. The most expensive are 900. Usually, this would be reversed. Like it would be expensive in the Tigres leg, and it would be reasonable in the León leg. They completely flipped the script this time, and I don't really understand it. But yeah, I mean, I hope we end up with a full house in the return leg, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I mean, I hope so too. I mean, we need that heavy atmosphere for Tigres when they come back to León.
But yeah, anybody who's thinking about going to the game in León, it'll probably cost you just about as much to buy a round trip plane ticket on Viva Aerobus and buy the tickets for the Volcán. Honestly,
that's ridiculous.
I know we kind of jumped through CCLs. Just quickly go over what the lineup was. Obviously, we had players missing. So Escota, Belón, Frias, Oscar Villa, Ivan Moreno. We had Ambris and Cambodio. Then we had Mena, Diorio, Elias, and then Davila. Shout out to Arturo Ruiz on the comments said if Barreiro was there, no way they scored those goals. Also saying we all know Chivas got lucky. Even Alonso Gonzalez.
Oh man, I don't.
Yeah, that
I
was.
don't even want to talk about also scoring on us.
That was painful.
The craziest thing ever.
I think also he's a good Mexican player. I think he has improved. I never liked it when he came to León because I never thought that maybe they were able to use him in the right set of a lineup or anything like that.
No, yeah, it was hard to replace. It was hard to replace Aquino, especially after we gave him over to America. It was hard to find. Like Aquino was in the form of his life with León.
Yeah.
And then after he left to America, I was like, I don't know. I just felt like Oso came in with just too high. It was too big shoes to fill for him.
Yeah, he's a low key good player. I'm glad he's doing well in Chivas. I can't stand his hair, but I mean that goal shouldn't have happened. But hey, it is what it is. Also, Arturo says we need Elias out of the starting lineup. He's killing us. What do you guys think of Elias?
No, I don't agree with that. I think Elias has had a resurgent season. He did not have a good game against Chivas, but I mean, I think he's still a very valuable element.
I think Elias is just a winger that he's gonna make the difference when he needs to. He's like explosive. He's fast. He's a good dribbler. I don't see anyone who could come in and add the same or more than Elias at this moment. Not
right now. Not right now. I mean, if Yaito were available, then we'd be having that conversation. But Yaito's not available.
Yeah.
Yaito was playing really, really well in that left wing spot before he got hurt against Santos. In a game that he had a really, really great match, and unfortunately got hurt and hasn't been able to play since. But I mean, I think Elias in that inverted winger role, like he's still he still gives me chills every time I see him cutting into playing on the left and cutting into to shoot with his strong foot. Just to shoot with his right, playing on the left, cutting and shooting with his right. Like nobody, but in his prime, nobody did that better, and he can still harness that energy when he wants to. I still have faith in Elias. I've questioned him over the past couple of seasons as much as anybody, but I think we need him for better or worse. We need him right now.
Did you see what Xolos said? He said, "Louis, I bet you run faster than Elias."
I appreciate that, but I don't think so. I do go jogging every day. Before we started this pod, I was just getting home from the jog.
But how is? Oh, sorry, real quick. No. How is jogging in Guanajuato? That sounds crazy, man. The streets are like.
Well, I live on the Panoramica, so I just run all the way around the Panoramica, and it's and then back through town. It's all right, once you get used to the elevation. Like whenever I go home and I run at sea level, or I go to Mazatlan or somewhere and I run at sea level, it just feels like I'm Superman. Yeah. Yeah.
So I did see that Os Villairo and Jefecito made the trip to Tijuana.
Nice.
We'll have Lucas.
Although, on that turf, I don't want to see them play many minutes on that turf. Like that turf has caused us so many devastating injuries. Like I don't want any guys coming back from injury. Maybe they can play 5 minutes or something. Garbage minutes at the end. That's all I want to see.
Well, the good thing is that the CEO didn't go because we don't need the CEO. We can't afford the CEO to be injured or anything like that. Especially
no, but him coming back for what's left of both tournaments could be a huge boon for us.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that. Like if he can come back healthy, like if he can be matched like 90 minutes fit by the end of the season, or maybe by the CCL final if we get that far, like that could be a huge advantage.
Definitely. I think the CEO, I shout out to a big honorable mention, or no, just shout out to Ivan Moreno. He's been having a crazy season with León, breakout season. Like he's just been insane. Fidel Ambriz, that's my guy. That's like, if there's one person that I'm like, oh, like I'm number one fan. I will like forever. It's Fidel Ambriz. He's just a dog. I think he's just crazy. Frias too. He came into the León squad this season. He's been great to a defense, just like that. He's like the boost we needed. I think León's a little bit, historically for me, been very sloppy in the back. Yep. But Frias, I think he provides a lot of security. He has provided a lot of security since he came in.
He's our safety net, one of our backbones.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm very. We had mentioned in the pod a couple of pods that defensively we look good. I think it's just in regards to injuries and cards where we're kind of and obviously, as me and Louis have always said, our weakest link is Osby, which I don't know if Oscar Villa does any better. I think at the beginning when Oscar Villa would come in, he definitely appreciated fresh face and a poquito más garra, but no sé, no me convence. But I'm sure we'll have Osby back in the lineup tomorrow.
What do you guys think about Joel Campbell this season?
Well, the last few weeks he's been forced to play out of position, and we don't have any after Perro and Jefecito, who's missed since the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the season. We don't have any true contenciones. So they've kind of had to improvise there. Well, besides Fidel Ambriz, but even I'm not even sure that's his best position.
Yeah, center back is more of his thing.
I think he works better as a center back, kind of like a libero center back. A center back with the ability to come up a little bit. So I think he's done admirably being asked to play a role that's not optimal for him, and obviously he's had some great moments. He had that great moment against America, and I think he's still such a quality player. He's just, if it's not one thing, it's another. He's if he's not motivated because he doesn't have anything important with the national team coming up, or he's playing out of position, whatever it is. But I think he's still such a quality player. I'm happy to have him there. I think, and he's the kind of guy who, who can make a difference in really, really important moments. I mean, he did it. He's done it in a couple of different liguillas, you know.
Oh yeah, that 2020, the semifinal against Chivas. He was instrumental.
Oh yeah.
Joel Campbell was
Oh yeah.
the guy in those two matches.
He absolutely was.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot to be rescued from Joel Campbell. I think I don't know. I've always felt like he's been one of like the referentes. Always has been. I think he still has the opportunity to step up this season and really give him like, you know, maybe be instrumental for Leon in these last couple of games. It's a very tight run. Just looking at what we have left. I mean, we had, like Gotti said, we have 3 Tigres matches left, which is so weird.
Yeah.
And then just this Tijuana. I think, wow, that's crazy. So we face Tijuana tomorrow, and then it's just three Tigres matches, and that's it. And then we play Vancouver and Galaxy, which is well, fingers crossed. We will have a liguilla. We will have a liguilla.
Yeah,
right, of course.
And we will actually, before the Leagues Cup starts, we will have 2 or 3 matches of the new Liga MX season.
Yeah, which
really?
I don't know why they did the schedule like that. It's ridiculous.
That's so weird.
I think it's so that you don't have MLS clubs in full like mid-season form, and Liga MX clubs coming right off of their off season. I think you give them a couple, like 2 or 3 weeks playing their league season, so that it's a little bit more even keeled. I think that's the idea.
That's going to be a bit tricky with Nations League and Nations League. We don't have anyone unless Diego decides to call up like Rodolfo Cota or something.
Yeah.
Well, but he wouldn't play even if he goes.
Yeah. Right, and then Gold Cup, where I see Gold Cup more of as opportunities for some of our players to go there. Joel Campbell with Costa Rica, maybe. A couple of Mexican players that if Mexico decides to send a B team, so we might be struggling with that as well over the summer.
Yeah, I don't know why they did the scheduling like that. Which
it's all over the place.
It is, but I think in regards to like Liga MX, like especially for the transfer window for a lot of Liga MX teams, I mean, you play a couple of Liga MX matches, then Leagues Cup, and then you kind of finish the season. So you possibly are looking at different Liga MX teams at the beginning and finishing off with maybe different players or moving to the teams or anything. I just think that, I don't know.
I mean, I think they had to do it this way. Otherwise, they weren't going to be able to get a full Liga MX season in the same time frame. Yeah. Like if you start the Liga MX season, you can't start the Liga MX season after Leagues Cup is finished. You have to get a few matches in before it starts. Otherwise, everything would be a doble jornada, like coming back, and we can't have that.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So I think that's why they did it that way. Mm-hmm.
I want to mention one thing, because I think I had been kind of a hard critic on Ángel Mena at the beginning of the season, but I think what I've been seeing that is just really great to admire is the type of relationship that Ivan Moreno and Ángel Mena have on the field, that they read each other so well that it's kind of just fluye, and it's just amazing to watch. And you see Ángel Mena, I mean, age is just a number, but I mean, he is having a good season under the radar. But I think the movement between him and Ivan, they just read each other so well, and I think that's what a lot of teams fail to kind of note on when they're facing us, of Ángel and Ivan just interchanging, and they just know how to cover each other. Si Ivan sube, Ángel Mena baja y cubre. I mean, I think they're doing great.
They've been instrumental. I think just that right flank of Moreno and Mena. I think they have 3 goals, 5 assists this season together combined, which is insane. I mean, I'm guessing it's where most of our play comes from. It's like dangerous, las jugadas peligrosas that come from there.
And I think people are like, well, and I agree with you. And then they're like, well, Elias está solo. Like, pass the ball to Elias. And it's kind of like,
they're balling out there. Leave them. Let them cook. It's crazy because I think Ángel Mena is one of those players that was like, there was a moment where I felt like there was a lot of criticism falling on him. I'm sure there was a moment where he had some type of like crazy dip in form, but I never have anything bad to say about Ángel Mena. I'm forever grateful. Also instrumental in our 2020 Liga MX title. So nothing but love for Angelito.
Nothing further but love.
Yeah, that relationship you're talking about, I like how far it's come. I think it can still get better though. I think if Mena plays another season, Like I'd like to see how that continues to develop and how it continues to develop through through Leagues Cup and other things that we're going to do. Like if Mena, I mean, I don't know if they're even thinking about bringing Mena back. I don't know. Like next season without Conca Champions, without where we'll have Leagues Cup, but after that, I mean, all we'll have is Liga MX. Like that's why this season I'm not terribly concerned about the Liga MX season. We're just getting started with this project with Larcamón. I think it's going. Pinta was por buen camino, and like next season I'm really going to be concerned about Liga MX. Like next season, I really want them to go full out for Liga MX. Larcamon's second season, and one of the things I'll be looking is to see how that relationship with Mena and Ivan continues to grow. But you're absolutely right. That has been one of the stories of the season.
Definitely. I'm gonna add Javier to the stream. Javier, can you hear us? How are you?
I can hear you perfectly, but I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can.
I have the worst Wi-Fi. Last time I sounded like Optimus Prime. So, hey guys, I made it. What's up, Javi?
What's up, Tocayo? ¿Cómo estás?
Yeah. Bien, poco tarde. Just doing some stuff.
Talk good, man. I'm happy to have you.
I was listening to Louis.
Yeah.
I would agree with the Mena and Larcamón thing.
So quickly, we're gonna head into just quickly talking about what happened in the past jornada. Starting off on Thursday, San Luis beating Juárez 2-0, and Necaxa drawing 1-1 with Puebla. Xolos beating Mazatlán 2-1. Those two games, typical Viernes Botanero games.
Yeah, seems like it.
Atlas beating Pachuca 4-1. What was that about? Did y'all watch it?
No.
Pachuca
Nope.
definitely been to the más o menos. Like I don't expect them to do much of anything in what remains of this semester.
Yeah, low key Monterrey too, but Pachuca. I didn't expect that 4-1 because I think Atlas had just been eliminated by Philadelphia, so they had played an extra game. I don't know if that actually has anything to do with it, but yeah, 4-1. I have to see the game though.
Did Luis Chavez and co play that before they left over to Arizona or to Scar before for the friendly? Because if they did, it makes a lot of sense. If you're missing Eric Sanchez and
no, they both played.
Yeah,
really?
Sanchez and Chavez played. De La Rosa played. Tony played. Alvarez played. Yeah, they had.
Hey, maybe Atlas is the real deal this time again. You know, they're going for their cuartos. Okay, I'm playing, Louis. I'm playing.
I don't think so. I wouldn't go that far.
No, I think they're on the cloud 9 after what happened and how they rescued themselves from elimination of FCCO, and I think from there on out they're on cloud 9. Yeah, so Pachuca losing to Atlas 4-1. Obviously our game where we lost 2-0. Then America beating Cruz Azul 3-1. Pumas beating Toluca 3-1.
Doing everybody a favor.
The Turconeta is in full speed.
The Turconeta. I like how every coach that comes in, we're just adding like the
Neta.
Turconeta.
It was funny. I was live streaming yesterday the Mexico USA game, and we had people in our comments just going like Turco Jet, the Turco, like they were just putting every vehicle you could on that on Turco Mohamed's name, and I was like, man.
Yeah, it's kind of cool though for Turco. I'm not really a big aficionado. I like Pumas, you know, but I think si se mete Pumas, Cruz Azul, America, and you know, it's always gonna be
Chivas.
like I feel like more eyes are gonna be on the Liguilla.
But definitely a very surprising win, 3-1 against Nacho Ambriz Toluca.
That's crazy though. So I saw the game too.
You saw it?
Really?
Yeah, it was. They played better. Pumas played. I feel like they have good players, but I guess Turco somehow se les mete en la cabeza su esquema de jugar.
Yeah. That was a Sunday game. That was a classic Liga MX Sunday game, right in the middle of the CDMX.
El calorón de la Ciudad de México. Man, how did they play like?
Can't beat it. Can't beat that. It doesn't get more Liga MX than that. Man. Yeah. You're in Mexico City right now, Javi? Oh, you're in Leon.
No, I'm in Leon. It's hot in Leon. I'll be here.
Oh man, I was telling Louis I might be there. So
when you coming? What?
March? Oh, no, sorry. March passed already. May or June.
March,
one of those 2 months.
Okay, cool. Because I'm gonna be out here till like July, like early July. Yeah.
Well,
taking a long vacation out here.
That's nice.
I'm working out.
I wish I could stay there. Yeah.
Good job, man.
Querétaro and Tigres drawing 0-0, and Santos beating the number 1 Monterrey 2-1 in el BBVA. Crazy game. I was not expecting.
Penal, the último, pero still a loss, and I think Monterrey, like Pachuca, is one of those equipos que vienen de más a menos.
And as we look at the table, Monterrey are in first with 34 points. América in second with 30. Toluca in tercero con 28. Chivas in fourth with 28. And we're in fifth with 26. I think what me and Carl are talking about in regards to what we're previewing this game is, trying to asegurarnos en los primeros cuatro. And it's kind of like we've said before, a double-edged sword at the end of the season, because we either get a break and then we kind of come back kind of not, with the momentum as if we were to ir a repechaje and come back and win. So at this point, I don't know what would be best, especially with CCL. I don't know what you guys think.
Well, if they don't qualify in the top 4, they're going to have to play that game on Tuesday, 2nd of May, and then they play that weekend at repechaje.
Yeah.
It just seems like too.
I think this is a kind of a warm take. I don't know if it qualifies as a hot take.
We all want Cruz Azul to beat Chivas. Is that what's
No. Oh. I think in order for León to have a chance in Liguilla, they have to get in. They have to squeeze into the top 4. I don't think they're going to be able to do it as a repechaje team.
To go, because if they, I gotta agree with you, Luis. Because if they go against either Monterrey, América, I'm gonna have to say Chivas, unfortunately, and who's our 4th or 3rd? Toluca, right? Those are the top 4 right now.
Yeah,
I see that very tough. It's very tough. I can't remember off the top of my head what that León Toluca result was this season around. Was that
0-0? That was where we ended with 9. We ended with 9 players and still almost won. Yeah.
Yeah, that was equipo de garra del León del Arcamón was beginning to show.
So I don't know. That is tough. Yeah,
that
is tough though.
You're right, man, because
we had a good game against Monterrey. It's just we couldn't score.
Yeah, I think they need that. They need those. They're going to need those extra days off, and they're going to need that a little bit easier quarterfinal round. So it's both of those things. It's going to be tough. Yeah. They need to, in order for them to have a shot at that, they have to beat Xolos this Friday. I mean, if they don't beat Xolos this Friday, then they're not going to be in the top 4.
Yeah, I think also
even with a draw,
because
even if Cruz Azul draws Chivas, we would squeeze back into the top 4.
Yeah, but
I think it's
Chivas has an easier team. Sorry, man.
No, go for it.
I feel like the last jornada against Tigres, that's also a must win, regardless of winning in Tijuana. So that's why for sure we don't want Chivas to have any points, not against Cruz Azul or against, I think, Bravos or Mazatlan. I don't know who they play in the last jornada. But it's like a typical, they might get those points. But all that being said, yeah, it'll be tough if they don't squeeze in the top 4. Real tough.
Yeah, I think also León needs to look towards not letting go of that CCL position, because I think the 4 teams that already qualified for 2024, León's not included in them. I don't remember off the top of my head which the 4 were.
But 2024, there's going to be, I believe, 3 more spots for Liga MX teams.
Yeah.
A possible 3 more spots for Liga MX teams.
Yeah, so I'm guessing whoever plays the final this at the end of this league, right?
The champion the champion of this league season will be in it no matter what, and then there will be up to 3 spots from Leagues Cup. But those can be divided between both MLS and Liga MX.
Makes sense.
So it could be 3 more Liga MX clubs, or it could be 3 more MLS clubs, or a combination of the 2.
Yeah, the cool thing about the final, it's going to be after La Liguilla. So
it's really strange. The Conca Champions final is after the Liga MX season finishes.
Yeah, and so it's just.
What date is that on?
I think June something.
It's June. I want to say June, like May 20, May 30th, May 30th, and June 4th. Something I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, los dos partidos.
Wow, it's a lot. It's a lot.
May 31st, and June 4th. Yeah.
Okay. This jornada starts today, guys. Tigres versus Puebla in a bit.
Oh yeah, starts in a few minutes.
Yeah, Tigres about to play against Puebla, and come on, Puebla. I think.
This is crazy. Diego Lainez is starting, I think, for the first time.
They're gonna use a rotated lineup, just like we probably will a little bit tomorrow. But they're gonna use a rotated lineup because thinking about Tuesday.
Bring it, Tigres. Bring it.
Mazatlan hosting Monterrey tomorrow, and Necaxa Atlas. And there's 3 matches tomorrow. There you go. And then our game, Xolos against León. Saturday, Pachuca versus San Luis. Chivas versus Cruz Azul. America versus Pumas. Sunday, Toluca versus Juárez. And Santos hosting Querétaro at Estadio Corona. So lots of games. Basically looking at the lower table, I mean, there's a lot of close, except for Mazatlan and Necaxa and Juárez. But other than that, anything can happen down there in regards to who can qualify to repechaje. So we'll definitely see what happens there. Arturo in the comments says Estadio Caliente. Hopefully no injuries tomorrow, which is what
they don't like us out there, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. It is because I remember that 2012, was it 2012? What was it that where we got eliminated?
2011.
2011.
Well, yeah, cuando Tita era técnico. Remember Tita was the coach? Yeah.
It's funny because I'm like, what, 3-hour drive down from Tijuana? LA is only like 3 hours, 3.5 maybe, put no traffic, 3 hours straight. And I've never gone down there when Leon's playing in TJ. I don't feel comfortable walking around Estadio Caliente with one of these on.
It's not that bad. Isn't
it? I mean, when you go, where do you usually get your seats, Louis?
Well, last time they were only selling them. The last time I went was beginning of the Clausura 2022, and they weren't selling individual tickets, so I had to buy like a full season pass. So I bought the cheapest one I possibly could, which was in the Cabecera Norte, like the end zone where the Porra Visitante also usually goes. But when I go and I buy individual tickets, I can't remember what the name of that zone is called, but behind the benches, on the sideline behind the benches. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
it's not that bad.
Well,
I
can't
can't
make
it either way, but maybe next 2 seasons.
Yeah, Carlos and I were there together for a match once. Yeah.
Well, regardless, I mean, Leon's coming to Los Angeles, so I'll be there for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Guys, tomorrow, any predictions in the lineup? We'll have Perro back. Will he start? Barreiro back. Will he start?
I think Perro will start just because he doesn't have a ton of mileage on those legs as much as the other players. I think he could probably go. He could probably go at least 60, 70 against Xolos and then play full 90 against Tigres on Tuesday. I think they can probably manage that. Barreiro will probably play 90. I mean, the guys who've been out, like I expected to play 90. Yeah. We'll see about Ivan. I mean, Ivan's been playing a ton. Ivan's got a ton of mileage on those legs this season. And I mean, he's one of the dudes who has to run the most on the field. So, like, I don't know if we'll see if he play. I think he'll probably start, but I think he'll probably get subbed off. Hopefully, we can get a decent lead in the first half and not have to run our regular 11 into the ground all the way to the end of the match.
So we're having Ambris with Perro. Sorry.
No, I think Perro will play and start. Yeah. Maybe not play 90, but he'll play and start.
Yeah, especially I just very wary about like who we're starting because like we said, that field, that turf, I hate it. I always have. I don't want to risk anyone important, getting an injury going down in the middle of the game.
Also, I mean, it's like it's not like I'm a Timbers fan, I'm a Timbers fan, and they play on turf too. But like something about the turf in Tijuana is it's not good turf. Yeah.
It's like maldito, man. Like you guys were talking about their injuries. I think, and for Leon, I think it's at least good 3 examples. At least 3 examples.
Maybe Ivan should start. Now I'm getting worried because I thought I had to worry about other people except for Ivan, but now I'm like, no. Maybe we should not start him and just lose and then win the last game.
Oh, we gotta beat Cholo. We can
I would
never
rather
lose there.
We have to.
tomorrow than lose a player. Me.
No, we don't have to lose anybody. We can just beat Cholos 5-0 and then not get anybody hurt. That's an ideal situation. I'm gonna manifest that to the universe. We can't lose in Tijuana. Like I said, it's como un clásico para ellos. And for the people that are from León going out there, come on, you don't want to do that to them. You want to give them a felicidad.
What would you rather if it was destined like you're gonna have an injured player?
Let's lose. Let's lose. Nah, come on. I don't
Depends who the player is, Scotty. I don't want to be like that, but like it depends on who it is.
If it's Osby, Louis.
I mean, there are some players on our roster who are more vital to the success of the team this season than others. I mean, that's just not. I don't think that's a hot take.
Hot take. Okay. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're correct.
It's not because I don't want to wish injury on anybody. Of course not. Okay? I don't wish injury on any of our players. But if one were to happen, I mean, our prospects would be affected more greatly by the injury to certain players than to others.
The Lions Den podcast does not. Yeah, we don't
endorse
injuries. We don't endorse that. Yeah.
Lions podcast does not endorse any injuries.
So what about Elias? Are we sitting at Elias?
I think Elias wants to play that game in Monterrey, in El Volcán, because he doesn't like, I feel he doesn't have.
He doesn't like Tigres, and they don't like him.
So let him play the whole game.
Yeah.
Let him play the whole game over there. Show him.
And he's had some good games against Tigres too.
Yeah.
So we should save him.
Yeah, bench him, save him against Tigres. He wants that game too.
He wants that game. Starting the Yodio. Yeah, are we happy? Or we want to throw in Brian and save the Yodio?
I think Diorio will start against Xolos. Maybe Rubio starts leg one against Tigres. But I think they're both going to see minutes in both matches.
No, that's a good question. I don't know who to start there. Strategically. Yeah, sure, it's struggling. Because I'm going back to the injury. I mean, I don't want him to get injured, but like he hasn't scored, so like not Davila or someone like that. I don't know. I'm overthinking this question.
Yeah, I think it's just because we have PTSD regarding this team and that part.
Yeah. In that field, yeah.
Y en la recta final. Oh, en la recta final. No.
Piojo won't be on sideline, right? Because he's we'll be serving a game, no?
Is he?
Is he? Is Piojo on a red?
No, Piojo.
Oh. Really?
I heard something.
Really? He's not going to be there?
We'll have like one back, right? Finally.
Hey, well, León siempre trae el Piojo de hijo. Doesn't matter what team Piojo has.
Doesn't matter what team.
That's true.
He must hate León. Like, when he was a player.
He does hate León.
Remember?
Oh, yeah, he started that fall. That fight. Yeah.
Look, Javi knows. Yeah,
it was in the Estadio León, too.
Yeah, it was in el Estadio de León. Y por esa agresión, no fue el Mundial del 94.
Yeah.
So he must hate León.
He hates with it. Yeah.
He's like, un leonés me pegó, I hit him back, now I can't go to the World Cup. Yeah, he hates León.
Yeah, and we also stripped him of the bicampeonato in 2013. He has an agenda
glorious
against us.
moment. Yep. It was a glorious moment.
That's my favorite. It's my favorite moment of my life all time.
Ditto.
Guys, anything else in regards to tomorrow's game? Anything to mention? Anything you guys want to share?
I'll throw a score prediction. I say we go on a 2.
Oh wait. Wait.
We have a segment for that.
We have a video thanks to Louis. Louis, we need to get the updated version whenever you have a chance. I know you.
Okay. Yeah.
2023.
Yeah, I've been busy, but I'll try to get one out.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and head into our prediction time. Anybody listening, please share your prediction on screen.
Prediction time.
There we go.
There you go. Prediction time. Let's go with Javi wearing the iconic León jersey.
El periódico.
What is your prediction tomorrow night? And who do you think scores? If you score,
I'm going 2-1. No, it's 2-0. I'm gonna give us good luck and give us a clean sheet. I'm gonna go with Diorio goal. I want him to get back into that rhythm. And I'm gonna say Elias. Oh wait, no, because Javi said Elias is not playing because he wants to Tigres game. So I'm gonna give a goal to Angel Mena. Angel Mena and Diorio are my guys for tomorrow.
okay. Javi says we get a 2-0 win away, Estadio Caliente. The other Javi, your prediction for tomorrow's.
Okay, being that for them, este es su clásico, el clásico, I don't know, Baja California, Baja, I don't know what they're going to call it. And they don't like us, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
And just por todos los leoneses are going to be in that stadium, I want 5-0. 5-0, una goleada. I want a goleada, guys. I want a goleada para que people could be like, oh, dang, León is really how, como lo pintan. It was just Chivas. I don't know why people keep thinking Chivas is candidato, and I think, I don't want to get into that. Look, the point is, I think León, con el regreso de Barreiro and just el perro, I think Perro Romero va a meter un golazo. Son más perros. And just all that being said, I just feel like it's a game where I think León has to make a statement. And regardless of who they're going to start or whatnot, I 4-0, 5-0, pero que sea un clean sheet para Cota y que sea un tipo. I don't think Cholo has anything to offer offensively or defensively. So it's not that I don't like them and over there, they don't like us. But if this is going to be a clásico, you always got to have these kind of moments where, like, especially con el Piojo, if he's there or not there, just want to see his face, like, dang, León again. So all that being said, una goleada, típico León ganando, gustando y goleando against los Xolos, and hopefully that's no injuries.
No injuries.
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Javi 2-0, our Javier 5-0. Louis, unfortunately you'll be watching, but what's your scoreboard?
I'm going to go with a 2-0 also. I think we got enough to get a 2-0 out of this. I think it might be a little bit ugly. It's not going to be super pretty. But I think we're going to get out of there with a 2-0. And are we doing predictions for leg one against Tigres too, or are we saving that?
Let's finish this.
Because we're probably not going to. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the CCL ones after I do say mine. But 2-0, 5-0, 2-0. I'm going to say 1-0. I'm going to say 1-0. We win. If there's more goals.
Clean sheet, though. We want a clean sheet for Cota.
Yeah. We all got a clean sheet here, so.
I want a clean sheet for Cota. But I say we win 1-0. If it's más, like Javi says, if it's 4-5, Javi te debo una cerveza. There's that.
Okay. You already said it.
Yes.
When you coming to León? Come. Everybody come to León.
Javi,
real quick. Sorry. I'm sorry. You're coming in June?
Between
May or June. Yeah, between my dad wants to go because my peoples are out in San Francisco El Rincón, so we're like right next to León. San Pancho, yeah. We're in San Panchito.
There's not gonna be any games.
Semi-final, we all gotta go.
Oh yeah,
which
definitely.
Me and Javi. We can meet up Javi and Louis. Yeah, I see Carlos in it.
And LA. Well, I'm sure be there in LA when they play Galaxy.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. What are you talking about? The Leagues Cup or the Conca Champions?
Well, the Leagues Cup.
Hey, both.
Leagues Cup. Against Galaxy.
Well, yeah, but hey, if we're playing LAFC,
I think it might be León LAFC. That's the game I want.
I think so too.
We're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're not getting ahead of ourselves.
Revancha, man. We got two revanchas. We got revancha against Tigres and LAFC. Those are the two teams that we need to get those two teams, and then come La Liguilla. Let's get Chivas. Let's get them. Yeah, that's what I want.
Run it back to that 2020 semifinal.
Run it back.
Yes. Okay, now heading into the first leg, it will be on Tuesday, so we'll probably pod after that first leg. That way we could talk about it. It will be interesting to see these three Adidas games back to back, and I'm very interested at the end to kind of see the difference between these games. Especially, I know two of them kind of obviously go in hand, but still, I think it'll be interesting to see if maybe we study them a bit better in the second game, or they kind of do with us. So it'll be interesting to kind of watch at the end of the trilogy of the three games to see what happens. So we're gonna go
right there.
Yeah. Javi,
which one?
Your prediction. Javi. It's because I call both of you Javi.
I know. I'm Javier.
Okay, and
Louis calls me.
Javi to my left, right? I
To your
can't
right.
Right. On my screen, I'm on my right.
Just call me
so-
Mr. Urquieta. I'm a teacher right now, so I'm like into the Señor
Yeah.
I'll
Urquieta.
just call you Pieta. There you go. Javi, your prediction for leg.
I have to go with a 1-1 tie in El Volcan. I don't think we get a win. I think it's just tough to get a win in that stadium. I don't know how Mazatlan was that a home game for Tigres? I don't know how Mazatlan did that.
They beat Tigres.
They beat Tigres.
That was crazy.
They got like
But I don't
7
think-
points, but 3 of those 7s from Tigres.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a crazy stat. I don't think I would ever hear that in a sentence any other time of the year. But I would say 1-1 tie in El Volcan. Victor Davila puts us through.
Okay. Javi's going with the 1-1. Urquieta. First leg prediction. Go.
Oh man, see, this is a game where I think what you said, Kari, they're going to be studying each other. So I think it's going to be más cerrado. And I think it's going to be. I'm going to go with the 1-0 gol de Elias. That's like what I want the most. Un golazo de él.
Oh,
Y ya me imagino Larcamón. Not that I think he's really good defending el resultado and also going for the attack. I think va a desesperar un poco Tigres if we can get those first minutes. Because I want to see this game against Puebla too. Like Louis said, no traen nada, I think, and they have a great banca, so we can never be freaking confiados ever. But I think this is gonna be like we need to. I think the best thing Leon could do is score and not get scored in la ida, and then come in la vuelta. Yeah, be more smart about your strategy. But what you don't want is que te metan gol y que tú metas gol de visitante.
Okay.
1-0.
1-0 from Javi Urquieta. Louis, first leg.
Oh.
Can you hear us?
You're cutting out a little bit, Cuddy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. But you're cutting out there for a second.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think this leg one at Tigres in the Volcan is pivotal. I said that earlier in the show. I think this is pivotal, and I think the team needs to treat it as such. I think they need to really look to get a good result. They can't save anything for the Vuelta because they need to bring a good result back. I think they're going to find a way to get a 2-1. They're going to get a 2-1 win. You're right, Javi above me, that it's hard to get a win at El Volcan, but it hasn't been that hard to get a win there lately. And even Leon, when Tigres was playing much better than they are now, and Leon was not playing nearly as well as they are now, managed to get a win at the Volcan last season. One of my favorite matches ever.
that's true.
And I think they got a really good opportunity here to get a 2-1 win, which, in my opinion, would put away the tie in leg one. But that's what they should be looking to do. They should be looking to put away the tie in leg one if they can. And I think they're going to find a way to get a 2-1. I don't know exactly what the lineup's going to be, so I don't know I'm not going to say who's going to score, but I'll say a 2-1.
2-1. I'm going to go with the 2-0.
Elias is going to score. Okay.
I kind of want to leave them scoreless if possible. Like Louis said, I think, yes, Tigres on paper, we're kind of like, oh, but I mean, Mazatlan beat them. How can we beat them? And I think this Tigres will definitely need to do some reconstruction in their squad in the summer, especially with Siboldi. They'll probably start involucrando más a jóvenes, and because Tigres is a very, very old squad.
Team.
Yeah. So I think a 2-0, and I think that will give us a bit of a cushion going back at home. I just need them, again, in regards to these type of tournaments, a sacar la garra, a tener la actitud, and just ir con todo en casa and not let them play, not let them have the ball, because that's when I think Leon starts going downhill. Shout out to Carlo. He had said CCL first leg tie. Worst scenario is for Leon to lose. If Leon loses, and I think the series is over.
I don't agree with that. If they lose but they score, they still have a good chance.
I was about to say the same thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
If it's like a 2-1,
El gol de visitante is important.
If it's a 2-1, they still have a good chance.
they have a pretty big chance, I'd say. I think that one goal is
3-0. What if we lose 3-0? Is it over?
If they lose 3-0, then it's probably over.
Yeah, I'd say it's over.
But I don't imagine that happening.
No,
With
I
the
don't
way
think so
Tigres,
either.
with the way
We
Tigres
got
is
this,
playing,
guys. We got this.
with the
Come
way
on.
Tigres is playing, I don't imagine that happening.
Pura positividad ahorita.
Please, guys. No one talking about injuries. Why did I come into that part? Yeah, I think he might be right about that, but not necessarily what you guys are saying. Si mete gol y I mean, you guys already know. Puede haber, el resultado could be one thing, but what you saw during the 90 minutes, si un equipo fue mejor, si el otro fue circunstancias, if there was un error arbitral, there's a lot of things I could always put into consideration. I think as long as the team tiene una idea, and I think Larcamón is finding that, and I think Siboldi, he's a good coach, but I think he's coming into un vestidor que estaba roto, so he's doing his best to kind of bring it back. Him 0-0 against Querétaro, it just tells me one thing. This game against Puebla might tell me another thing, but whatever happens that CCL Leg 1, yeah, we're gonna see exactly, I think, what León is made out of come La Liguilla, because that's kind of like a Liguilla type of energy of a game. Yeah. And then whatever happens in that last jornada, hopefully it'll be enough. A win as well, but hopefully it'll be enough, like you guys said, top 4. Otherwise, it'll be kind of hard. It'll be really hard.
Especially.
Sorry, do I sound like Optimus Prime? Is it breaking?
Oh, you're happy.
Yeah.
Is it breaking a little bit? You guys hear me?
Yeah.
No, we can hear you, Javi. I think your picture's frozen on mine, but heard that whole great and yeah, no.
My bad.
I mean, no, you're good, man. Like Javi said, we got to keep the positive vibes. Let's not talk about losing. Let's not talk about injuries, because I don't know, manifestation could be a real thing, and we might be manifesting the wrong thing for our club right now.
I believe it.
Well, Javi, here
manifesting golazo de Lía.
We tend to ban certain games that we don't like talk about for a long time, like the LAFC one,
I don't.
Al de Tigres and stuff like that.
Don't look at that. I don't look at any of that. I have this thing where I don't watch replays where I get like I've watched the America León 2013 finals replay so many times. I watched it like once a month, but I've never watched the replay of the Atlas León final. Never watched the replay of that Tigres one. Never watched the replay of the LAFC leg.
Never do it.
Don't
ruin your subconscious mind. Don't ruin your subconscious mind.
I watch
glorious victories and manifest it. Don't watch it, Louis. Why you watch it?
I watched leg 1 of that Atlas final. I never watched leg 2. I watched leg 1 of the Atlas final. Yeah.
Yeah. Leg 1. Cool.
Yes.
No.
Those are our predictions for CCL first.
Why is that though? It's like you don't want to relive.
No, we don't want to relive those moments.
There's some games you just don't want to relive.
No. For the Atlas one, I cried. I did cry. I don't want to relive that moment and put myself in a dark place. I don't want to do it.
Just watch leg 1, Cody, and pretend that was it.
No puedo. But yeah, so those are our predictions. We'll definitely be back next week, talk about what happened in that first leg of Tigres, and talk about Tigres again. So we'll have lots of León Tigres content in the next 2 weeks for sure.
Can't wait to see you guys talk about
watch them face again in Liguilla. Watch it happen.
Watch it happen. I mean, that'd be torture, but
they better vary the uniforms. I am not about to watch green versus orange 3 times in a row on my television. I want to see some type of variation, man.
Green versus orange. At least it's better because some games at least it's
green. At least we're green.
Yeah, I mean, if we use the Alebrije jersey, fine. I love that jersey. That's like one of my favorite jerseys in recent times. It looks way better in person.
Sorry, guys. I'm watching the Stanley Cup playoffs. Kraken just went up 2-0. Shorthanded goal. Yeah.
What does it matter, bro? Because what you should be watching is, well, Kawhi is not going to play. Kawhi sprained his knee. That's not cool.
Yeah, Kawhi's load man. I didn't expect him to load manage even in the playoffs, but I guess.
Are you guys Clippers fans?
I'm a Clippers fan.
No.
Javi, we were getting along.
He's a Blazers fan.
No, I'm a Blazers fan. Of course, I'm a Blazers fan.
Yeah, well,
I'm
from Portland.
He's from Portland. I'm from San Diego. It's just like they used to be a team from San Diego, and like Kawhi's from San Diego, and Paul George. He has a lot of love for the Padres. So it's my team. See, Kawhi's up back there.
I can see. I'm sorry. I'm just way too LA to Lakers, Dodgers, Galaxy.
There's no way I can ever do that. Can't ever. Nah.
Hold on, real quick. Can I? Can I show you guys? I showed Kari this when she came on my podcast, but this is a very awesome piece that I'm proud of. Give me a second. I want to show you guys now that I come on here. Give me a
Is
second.
it Leon Dodgers like a combination?
Classic combo.
Louis knows I hate that combo.
I actually got this gem from my dad a couple weeks ago from his haul, but this is awesome. This is like a crown jewel that I have.
Atletica.
We got the Atletico with the swirl on the back. It's still the 5
That's
stars
1999
here. So. This is
or
90. This is 98. I think this was the Descenso jersey. I hope it's not the Descenso jersey, but
No.
No. Descenso was 2002.
Was that 02?
That's the one That's right after they lost that final against Cruz Azul. But I know for a fact Hernan Bedford was still playing with that jersey. He metió un golazo una vez a las Chivas. Look that one up because that was the '98 season that they were playing really good too.
Yeah, we don't have a date here. I can't find it.
It's a gem.
It's amazing. Yeah. So shout out to my dad for giving me. He also gave me.
I like all those retro ones.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, those are crazy. But
I have one too.
I had to show it.
My favorite one.
We need to frame it.
Yeah, there's this guy on Twitter.
He wants to buy it. He wants to buy it.
No. There's this guy on Twitter named Leon. He has like a
yeah, we know him. We know him.
Yeah. He's awesome. I like his page. I think it's dope. But he uses his
Adrian. Jersey's Leon FC. We know him. We know him well.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jersey.
Well, we'll talk about that off
the air. I called him once.
Off the air. We'll talk about that off the air.
He's cool though. Me later. Yeah. It was later cool with me, not with Louis because he's his best friend.
Okay, off the air.
You guys hugged once. Why are you guys lying? You guys met each other once. You guys hugged, and I saw it.
Off the air.
Bury the hatchet.
Okay, guys, that is it. Thank you guys.
English. You understand English.
In the comments, Arturo and Carlo, thank you for joining us. Definitely sharing your thoughts and opinions and predictions. Javi, I want to thank you for joining the pod. Hope you had fun.
You guys for having me. I've been a huge fan for a while, so thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Carlos thought we were cousins or something like that.
Yeah, this is such a weird thing because
your hobbies.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, this is such a weird thing because this has been like months in the making, maybe more than a year already. Javi and I were talking when I was in Qatar, and we couldn't get something set up. And then I was talking to Carlos way before. So I'm glad I finally got to get on.
Definitely, we're always welcome to hop on and join us with our Leon talk because that's what we do. That's what we do. We love.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
But I don't do it on screen. Now I'm glad I get to do it on screen.
That's dope, man. Not for real. You were in Qatar. I was hitting you up. Like, you gotta do something.
It's funny because I walked out. It's all good, Javi. It's funny because I walked out. So for the USA Wales game, I think that was my second day in Qatar. I wore my Leon jersey to all stadium to that game. And there's a lot of Mexican fans there already because Mexico Poland. So I walked out with my Leon jersey. I walked out with the first Charlie jersey that we had, the one with the little fading design. And there was people with like Tigres, Pachuca. I was seeing Liga MX everywhere. And I saw there was a lot of Leon fans in Qatar, man. And I found them and we were giving each other hugs. I love my people, man. Shout out.
It's beautiful. That's exactly why the Tijuana Leon game is kind of special because when you're there, you see Leoneses from all over. I remember Louis knows, and he hates this about me. I make friends everywhere I go. I don't just make friends; we become best friends.
I don't hate it about you, man. It's just not my style. I don't hate it. I don't hate that. I don't hate that about you. It's just not my style.
I'm always being friendly, bro. And when it's in those games in Tijuana, bro, I talk to everyone. Oh man, where you from? Chicago. Dang, you came all the way. Yeah, Leon. It just feels good.
I love that.
To be with your people.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, guys. Well, we'll let everybody watching.
All right.
Keep on watching the Tigres game. Thank you guys so much for joining us this week on the Lions and Podcast. We'll definitely. Carlos was not here with us today, but if you guys can't watch the game tomorrow night for any reason, feel free to follow Club Leon EN on Twitter to keep you updated with the live tweets during the game and the rest of the game.
Carlitos.
So hopefully Carlos will be back next week. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next week on the Lions and Podcast.
Peace.